Hey guys, thanks for checking me out again. So, Ling Xiaoyu, after a little bit of a snafu with ordering her, and I had to go through a couple different companies before I ended up with her. Should have got her a long time ago, but here she is finally. So, let's get right into it, yes? It's pretty standard Tekken stuff. They didn't change up anything. The packaging is as traditional, I guess, as it ever is. So here's a little brief description for Xiaoyu. And Jun Kasama, who I'm looking forward to coming out soon. I feel like it was a long time ago when they announced this figure, or at least when we found out about it. So this one's a long time coming. So, let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. So here she is, wrapped in plastic. Koto always does well taking care of their figures, packaging them with care so that they get to us in one piece. Inside the box you'll find an instructions sheet. Pretty basic stuff, not really necessary, but there it is. And these inserts for her base. There's three different ones. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 logo, the illustration by Shinya Yamashita, and the Tekken Project producer, who, that producer, a couple months ago, was apparently missing for a week, and then it was eventually revealed that he was at home drinking tequila and playing video games. A man after my own heart. Here is Xiaoyu. She's a little on the smaller side when it comes to Tekken Bishoujo figures, but that is how the Tekken line has gone. A little closer to 1/8 than 1/7, but she is a smaller character, so that stands to reason. And she ain't got no pants. And this is, I'm guessing, just a creative decision by Shinya Yamashita, another man after my own heart. Alright, let's get into it proper here. Alright, so here is Xiaoyu. I really like this figure a lot. This is probably, yeah, I'd say my favorite of the Tekken line so far. The pose is really nice. It's, I suppose, indicative of Xiaoyu. I kind of like that, I think they call it like the lotus pose, or whatever she does in the game. She has a different fighting stance where she's nice and low to the ground. I think that would have been a little cooler. But that's not really how the Bishoujo line works. But the sculpt is great. Everything about it is fine, like dead on. The only little gripes is the bows tied behind her calves. They're just solid plastic. It's just solid all the way through. There's no loop. There's no actual gap there. Probably not necessary. I don't think anybody would really trip off of that, but I would have preferred that there was just ribbons there, but that probably would have been a little more costly and I guess needlessly so. Her face is not nearly as pudgy as I'd seen in some preview shots of her. Especially the at first, she got put up on some website for pre-order with a kind of a preliminary sculpt, and her face was a little busted, and Koto was pretty quick to react, saying that that's not going to reflect the final sculpt, and it didn't. And this face is much better. In person, her cheeks don't seem to be quite as pudgy as I seen in shots, and even now, looking at her right now on the screen here, her cheeks seem bigger than if I look at her just directly at the figure. I don't really see it as pronounced, but cheeks not quite as pudgy in person as they seem like in pictures, which is a good thing for me. It's a nice balance. It looks good in person. So the paint, all the paint work is really nice. She's got the same kind of feathers on her shoulders as JC has, where they're translucent plastic that is frosted white and black towards the ends. It makes for a really nice effect. It works well. Her hair is also kind of translucent towards the ends, just like a lot of the Bishoujo hair has been for a while now, which is nice. I can appreciate that. All the paint apps are pretty well done. I don't have any errors or flaws on mine at all. This crest on her chest here is pretty much dead on. Pretty intricate for the most part. Looks good. And nice shading and in the right places. You know, I couldn't get through a video without giving you a good view of this here. Looks good though. Not really sure why she doesn't have pants on, but not gonna complain. Her dress is a little shorter and than it is in the game, and the shorts she wears in the game are they're missing. They're gone. No pants. So here are the loops I was talking about. They're just kind of filled in. And they're a little darker, painted in there, I guess, to give the illusion of depth. And there's the base. She does come off of her base like the other girls in the Tekken line. There you are. I don't believe she's going to stand on her own, though. That's not a stance that will support her. She won't balance on her own without the base. The only complaint I have with this figure is that the paint on her dresses and I guess on her shoes as well, it's not very saturated. The other figures in the Tekken line, they're very kind of brilliant colors. Lily is a very kind of saturated pink. Christy, of what she is wearing, it's pretty heavily saturated. Same can be said for JC, and I don't know. It seems like they're all a little more saturated. So hers is feels a little I don't know, washed out a little bit. It's coming across pretty good in the video here on screen. It looks pretty good, but it's a little more pale than I would want, but not bad. It's just when you look at the shots of her, like in the box art, for instance, it's a little more saturated color. But that's it, and that's nothing. Minor gripes, which I always seem to have, but all in all, she looks pretty good. I'm very happy with her. See her bracelets here. Just get a look at that. There's this kind of two parts to her bracelet. There's a sculpt underneath translucent plastic. It's kind of hard to make out, but there's more to it than just the plastic there. Same on the ones in her hair. It's like a, I don't know, white little piece of plastic that the clear plastic's molded around. She still has this seam in her hair that these figures apparently just can't avoid. I don't know. I'm guessing it's just a design choice. It's her bangs in her hair, so that's fine. Looks a little better than some of the others, but it's a pretty deep seam. That's all right. So she looks pretty good. Mine's pretty much flawless. She's got painted nails like a lot of them do now. And I think her eyes are the part of it that really stands out to me, draws my attention. It's nice that they're focused where she looks like she's looking. Some of the other ones have a little hit and miss in that department where they not quite sure where exactly they're looking. But good job here. All right, so let's go ahead and compare with some of the others. Here she is with Christy, Lily, Asuka and JC. I also don't have Alyssa Bosconovich, but I just don't dig that character, and not enough to buy the figure at full price, and she's actually gone up past retail at this point, so maybe she'll come down in price, but I don't think so. Doesn't seem like that's the way these things work. But this is the Tekken line as it stands without the aforementioned Alyssa Bosconovich, but she looks good, fits right in, and you can kind of see, I don't know, on the camera the orange is coming through pretty well, but I think with the rest of the girls that, I don't know, she looks better. On her own, the orange is a little washed out for me. It's not that it's bad, but you can actually, one of the things I forgot to mention is that it's kind of, it kind of has little bits of like metallic flecks in there, kind of like glitter or something, but it's very, very fine, and it's not really easy to see. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Maybe a little bit, you can see it a little, but it's out throughout the rest of the orange paint through the her whole dress here. Looks good. So, if you're collecting these Tekken Bishoujo, make sure you don't miss Xiaoyu. She's the best, I think, in my opinion. Alright, thanks for checking me out. I've got Agent G and a couple other things I got for Black Friday I'll put up reviews for, so stay tuned. Those are forthcoming. Thanks for watching.